Hello and welcome back to Good Game Nation, where I bring you all things TCG. My name is Preston and today we're doing my favorite thing and we're reviewing a new set. We finally got all the cards for what I believe we're calling New Emperors or Emperors of the New World, OP09. And we're going to start like we do every set, and we're going to start off with a banger and go straight into red, of course. And honestly, I believe this might actually be a decent set for red. I don't think it's had too many good sets since probably like the first year, really. Um, and I think this video will just show my bad opinions off quite well. So what we're going to do is quickly look at our leader that we're going to build everything based off of. Once per turn, when your opponent attacks, you can activate this effect. Up to once of your opponent leaders have minus 1000 power during this turn. As bad as I mumble that, your opponent's leader or characters get minus 1000 during their attacking phase on their attacks turn, which is quite interesting to have this leader be defensive. So one attack is going to have to be a little bit stronger, and they're not going to know until after they declare, which is quite interesting. But the rest of the cards here are offensive minuses, really. Our big SR card here, all your opponent's characters have minus 1000 power. That's a permanent effect. That's quite nice for red that already has some bases in minusing power and then using that lower power level to KO. So we might be able to rip some older set cards, but with this set, it's gonna this red hair pirates, the Shanks crew here, got more cards than everybody else also. So when you dig down into it, you could probably make a decent deck with the cards here. You'll probably dig back, grab a couple events, grab Otama. If you really want to be rude, you could have multiple copies of this guy, because this is the third time that this has happened. Which isn't great, but for like game design, in my opinion, for every archetype to have the same character, especially because it's searchable, I think every time if you just pick the archetypes correctly. So with this, you could search it out with your Uta, and then that kind of sucks for your opponent. And luckily, luckily and unluckily, because they're slower, a lot of these effects aren't like on play activations, and they're activate mains. So you get minus 2000 power here on activate main. So we're gonna avoid our Blackbeard Marshall D Teach effect, where appearance effects get negated for quite a few of these effects. So on attack we get minus, so that's a pretty slow effect. But he also has an on-play effect, which is quite nice. And I believe this deck is well equipped to play around the turns that Teach wants to stop your on-play effects. Granted, some of your bigger hitters are on play, but it's KOing a 6000 or less, which is quite nice. And then you also have an activate main that KOs a total of 4000. So if you can get enough of these effects off, plus a Shanks or something, you have quite a lot of KO potential in this set. And I feel like with it having some of them like a higher card count, plus having some decent cards, we could see Shanks actually get play. I don't see it being as good as the current meta. Even with the meta cycling out with the new ban list, I can't imagine it reaching up. Obviously, people at the beginning of each set are going to be really interested in all decks, but I see this probably falling towards the B tier, because we just have so much power in black. Like it's still just such a frustrating color that just continues to do well. And even now, running into Blackbeard, that is going to stop a lot of the shenanigans with like Gekomori and stuff like that. but still allow you to do a lot of the older BS that are like activate main stuff. Now we have Red Force. We just banned a 2-cost event that was able to do effective like minusing every turn with Inez Lobby. It is a -2. This is a -1000 power. We'll have to see how much actual impact Red Force has while we're getting to see play, because it could be that it doesn't have enough impact because the -1000 power doesn't allow you to get into a good threshold to be able to activate multiple KOs and stuff like that, or to be able to line up for something like this. I think overall we have a good set here for the Red Hair Pirates. And then something that I did not expect at all, we got a couple Kid Pirates that are specifically made for our red purple because they're in red. One of them that is good for early game, that was what we just looked at just very briefly, and then Wire that is good for late game when his effect toggles the other direction. We also got, I believe it's the only one, a Sachi and Penguin that is interesting. I don't know why it would be used in like even the new red purple law, but it's here, so, and it does something interesting on attack. Not exactly meant for this, but maybe at some point we see it pop up because we're going to get more heart pirates in red, maybe some in purple at some point, maybe even in this set. I can't remember what purple actually has for its off archetype stuff, but we have, I think, a good set. I keep saying it because I feel like I want people to latch on to red again and try it out. So if you try your red-haired pirates in this new red archetype out, let me know what you think in the comments, because I feel like it has the potential to do something, and they got just one of the greatest boss monsters here. And unfortunately I don't, yeah, it did load. All right. It's not part of the main archetype, but goodness gracious, is this just a disgusting card. I don't know if Shanks is playing it. Shanks already has like 3 high cost like boss monster type stuff going on, so I don't know if this play, honestly I could drop some of the Shanks from older sets and play more Goldie Rogers, because it says you win the game, and I don't see how red decks don't incorporate several of these, especially if you can go into a turn just having gone down to 0 life and surviving, and then trying to force a loss out of your opponent. I think that's interesting, but also just a card that says you win the game. It's so scary. It's so dangerous. A small slip up and your opponent screws up. Obviously, the easiest thing to do to get around this card is not block. But you're getting swung at by a 13k into your leader most likely, and defending that is not going to be fun either. So either case, you're dropping a ton of life on, you're dropping a life on that turn, or you're losing, putting yourself in a bad spot, especially if they have other board presence already intact. So it's a good card. I really hope it has a bigger impact than most secret rares usually get. But yeah, I'm really happy with the set. I'm really looking forward to what people build with it, and if they go very heavy into the red-haired pirates that were here, or I really want to see what other archetypes people pull into it to try to get, like, we have Otama, we have Gordon, and all that. So we have other cards that will work in this archetype. I wonder if there's enough of like film cards that synergize as well. I'm really looking deeper than just what this set has to offer. ultimately, I think this falls into a B tier. Please let me know in the comments what you think. Am I completely off base? Is this way better than I'm currently imagining? And let me know why. I would really like to hear that. That's all we have. Thank you for watching. If you want to get more One Piece TCG content, hit that subscribe. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Until next time, peace.